What if home isn't a place you can find on a map, but a person you're terrified to lose? Hi Hunters, welcome to Lads Recaps. Today we're breaking down the story of Clearday Return, Caleb's limited memory from the Mortality's Tenderness event. Let's dive in. In this memory, we have Shaoxi Hollow, a place known for its herbal medicine. It was also infamous for the use of medicine vessels, humans transformed into living receptacles in the search for cures. It was only when Caleb became the master of the Hollow that this cruel practice was abolished. He cured all those who could still be saved and set them free. Those who had no hope left were allowed to rest in the mountains forever. The last medicine vessel was a girl. She didn't want to die, but she didn't want to be cured either. Her only wish was to remain by her master's side. Soulbloom. That was the only ingredient Caleb needed to cure MC, but she didn't want to be left behind anymore. When Caleb left the Hollow in search of the Soulbloom, she followed him, convinced she could keep up. But she rarely left the Hollow, so it didn't take long before she realized she was lost and hungry. After a failed attempt to trade some extremely valuable pills, made by Caleb himself, for a few red bean pastries, she found herself in a tea house. There, she became distracted by a storyteller. The story was about a couple who separated and reunited over and over again. One line in particular caught her attention. "If you truly love me, you'd never leave me again." Lost in thought, she almost didn't notice the tall figure leaving the tea house. Caleb. She ran after him, only to be cornered by a group dressed in gray, the Greyrobe gang. Before they could do much, however, the sound of a flute cut through the air, announcing her rescue. The melody carried a message everyone understood clearly. Someone had angered Master Caleb.
That flute! How have we offended Master Caleb today?
And sure enough, Caleb appeared and with terrifying skill, drove them all away. But while the gang fled in fear, MC felt the opposite. She was happy, relieved to have finally found him. He did not seem to share her relief. Caleb was angry. She had been reckless, leaving the Hollow and putting herself in unnecessary danger. MC was a medicine vessel. Her skin, her hair, her flesh could be used as medicine, but MC didn't care. All she wanted was to stay by Caleb's side because she liked him. She even gathered the courage to confess her feelings.
Do you know what it means to like someone?
In the end, he was defeated by her honesty and allowed her to continue the journey with him in search of the Soulbloom.
I'll give you the time to think as we travel.
Their first destination was Yan Prefecture. There, they were received by the leader of the Herbal Sect. Knowing that Caleb's goal was to cure MC, she offered him a deal.
Some pesky visitors are here for medicine. We can't afford to offend them, and we don't have what they want. Deal with them. And in exchange, I'll give you
Soulbloom.
If he dealt with a few troublesome individuals causing problems for her, she would tell him where to find what he was looking for. He agreed. Since they couldn't continue their journey due to a storm, MC took the opportunity to put into practice the guide she had been studying so diligently, winning a handsome hero's heart. The book was, to say the least, interesting. Its ideas ranged from strange to outright absurd, but MC wasted no time putting them to the test. And this is where we get some of the most comedic scenes in the memory. MC attempting to apply these ridiculous strategies. First, she tried the classic damsel in distress. Then, she attempted to cook him an intensely seasoned congee.
I like it.
Only after all of this did she realize that the manual wasn't truly a guide at all, but rather a book meant for entertainment. Disappointed, she confronted Caleb. Why on earth had he eaten the food she made? Anyone else would have thrown it away.
Who cares what they think? Besides, only I get to eat what you make.
She handed him the manual and he examined it carefully.
So you actually tried those strategies on me?
Surprisingly, Caleb didn't mock her. He even admitted that, in a way, the congee had been working. He really had been feeling more energetic at night. Later, he took her to gather herbs in the forest. During their walk, Caleb deliberately chewed on a poisonous plant. Seconds later, he collapsed, clutching his chest. Panicked, MC offered her blood as an antidote, but he stopped her from cutting herself, leaning in close to whisper near her ear. When he pulled away, he seemed miraculously cured.
You just saved my life.
Really?
If I say you did, then you did.
Well, okay. Now Caleb owed MC a favor. She had until the storm passed to decide what she wanted. She spent the next few days trying to choose, and when she finally did, yes, she asked him to sleep with her.
Do you know what people normally do after the lights go out?
She had been fooled by a book. Naturally, she had no idea.
Come here. I'll teach you.
Of course, Caleb wouldn't be Caleb without teasing her. They spent most of the night exercising, lifting weights, hitting each other with pillows. She grew confused and even asked if that was really what people did at night.
Of course. A little bit of exercise before bed clears the meridians. It's good for the body. And your buckwheat pillow is the perfect weight. Lifting it a few times will eventually strengthen your muscles.
Seriously? Was that really what people did at night?
When have I ever lied to you?
Later, MC asked him about his heart, what it was made of. It always seemed so closed.
It's not a clamshell. When it's ready, it will open on its own. So stop trying to force it.
That night, when he thought she had already fallen asleep, he revealed that his heart had always been open to her.
My heart has been open to you from the start. The real question is, how much can you tolerate?
Caleb was a man of extremes. He could poison or heal. He could kill or save. Many years ago, on a day when MC was suffering terribly from a poison given by the former master of the Hollow, she witnessed something she would never forget. In pain, she went looking for Caleb. He would know what to do. When she found him, his robes were stained with blood, and at his feet, the former master lay dying from his own poison.
Watching yourself rot away, bit by bit. Isn't it fascinating?
The former master was dying at the hands of his greatest student. Caleb showed no regret. In fact, he seemed satisfied.
Did your pain get worse? It's my fault. I should have killed him sooner. You don't need to be scared.
And that was the moment he made a very important promise.
Starting from this moment, no one will hurt you again.
The next day, after their late-night training session, they went after the person who possessed the Soulbloom. But as soon as they obtained the ingredient that would cure MC, something inside her tightened. That small, fragile flower represented the end of an era. She began to feel that awful sensation that she was about to lose something. If she were cured, would they be separated forever? Encouraged by that fear, she asked Caleb to stay out a day or two longer before returning to the Hollow. After all, she rarely left it. So they went to a festival. There, they exchanged hairpins. The vendor had mentioned that, according to tradition, offering someone a hairpin could mean you liked them. Caleb accepted hers, and in return, placed an even more beautiful one in her hair. They also released lanterns onto the river. Hers bore his name, and his carried a quiet confession.
Caleb likes you the most.
He returned her feelings. Unfortunately, MC didn't have much time to process that. They were attacked again by the Greyrobe gang.
I found you, even if Caleb... Ow!
Caleb dealt with them skillfully before pulling MC along to escape from the hundreds of men pursuing them.
If you're scared of heights, close your eyes.
When they finally reached a safe place, they realized something terrible. The Soulbloom hadn't survived the chaos.
Soulblooms are fragile. I should have been more careful.
The flower that was meant to free her had been destroyed. But MC didn't find that entirely terrible. She knew she should have been desperate. That flower was the cure Caleb had been searching for years. And yet, part of her felt relieved. She was even happy she could stay by his side a little longer. But life could never be that simple. Suddenly, she was struck by searing pain, the same kind she had felt when she was still a medicine vessel under the former master. Caleb treated her,
There. Slowly swallow it.
caring for her as he always did, and in that moment she had a realization. She remembered someone caring for her like that before, long ago.
You drank bitter decoction just like that. You're the bravest little one. When I return from gathering herbs, I'll take you up the mountain to play.
When she woke up at home, she realized she was close to death, but Caleb refused to give up.
If I can't save you, I might as well give up being the master of Shaoxi Hollow and plant trees in the mountains.
He said he would return in 10 days with another Soulbloom. MC made him promise he would stay with her, knowing how dangerous it would be.
Yes, I'll stay with you.
But the next morning, all that remained beside her was a note. I'm traveling to Prefecture for medicine and will return in 10 days. I'm always thinking of you. Keep me in your heart. He had tricked her again. 3 days passed. 5. And then, on the 10th day, he returned. No long explanations. No boasting about what he had done. He simply made her take the medicine. And she gradually recovered. To her relief, the cure did not mean separation. He did not leave her behind as she had feared. They traveled the world together, saw many places, met many people. And during one of those journeys, he told her the story of a boy and a girl who lived together in a simple house. One day, he returned home and she was gone. From that moment on, he spent his entire life searching for her. But when he finally found her, she no longer remembered him.
It's all right. Now, the girl remains by his side more often. She's holding on so tight that he can barely move.
They were happy, finally together, and therefore, they were home. This was the recap of Clearday Return, a story that quietly reminds us that home isn't a place like Shaoxi Hollow or any prefecture. It's wherever the one you love is. If this recap helped you understand the master of Shaoxi Hollow a little better, leave a like and subscribe for more Love and Deepspace content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.